laughing. Happens every morning before the show. Good morning, folks. Welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas' Daily Free Winner Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Guys, it is Wednesday. It is midweek. I've got to tell you, we've got an all-star panel. Let's bring this good-looking bunch on. Let me go around the horn, then I'll do some individuals. Pavlos, Laguretos, Ross Benjamin, Tony Mejia. Pavlos, how are you today? How's things in Greece, my friend?
Really, really nice. We have a sweet, warm winter so far. It's starting to change. I'm holed up at my house, just capping soccer, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, things been going really well. I have a huge plays loaded at my page, but we'll talk about this later. I hope you guys are having, luck with your plays as well, and let's get this going.
We're doing well. When you use a term like hold up in my house, it sounds like you got hostages and you boarded up the windows and the doors. But no one used their good-looking hostages, I'll tell you that. My good friend Ross Benjamin, good morning. Happy Wednesday to you, sir.
Good morning, Joey. Good morning to you guys, too. Tony Mejia. That's what I feel like I should be doing. Ride that horse, man, because he's a winner. Anyway, Joey. Finished college football season 18-7-1, 72%, including 13-4-1 in the bowl game. So quite pleased with that. 3-0 in the college football playoffs. All right, the college football season's done. It's over with. I finished the NFL number 6 at Sports Memo. Another winning year in the NFL. Last night, I had Iowa State -5.5 in college basketball, and they won, 84-50.
Wow,
that was a pretty good pick. Anyway,
that was a squeaker.
Yeah, so a lot of good things happening at Sports Memo. And over to Tony Mejia.
Tony Mejia. Everybody loves Tony Mejia. What a wild Wednesday crew we've got. Tony, how are you today, buddy? How's the family?
I'm doing great. Everything's good. Everybody's back in school, and then as far as I'm concerned, things are going as they should. I mean, when you have a national championship go the way that did, where you don't have to watch after the second quarter, that's the dream right there. I wish all those games could be like that, but obviously they aren't. We have to sweat stuff. But it's been a great last 5-6 weeks. Things are. I always feel like I see it well, but the results have to match. So the results have been matching for the last 5-6 weeks. I'm on the leaderboards at WagerTalk and on last 3, last 7, last 30, and I hope to keep it going.
Well, you're always on the leaderboard, Tony. Tony, just between us, the kids are in school. They're not watching this. Our son is grown out of the house. I remember the days where the kids, we couldn't wait for them to be on vacation, and then they came on that, and literally a few days into vacation, we're going, when is school return? So I know we can't say it. We won't say it. The feeling is out there, but we have that, I don't want to say luxury, because we do miss those days with my son being in the house. He's a Marine. He's out of the house. And
you got to love Joey, just between us, as he's talking to 500 to 1,000 people right now.
Yeah. So. Well, you don't know. Ross, I got to tell you, I live in a nice development. I'm loud, so all the neighbors can hear me no matter what. So having said that, guys, we've got a great show. You know how I start every show. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. Happy hump day.
Happy hump day. Well, stop. Dionne, you're going to let the cat out of the bag. Ross is going to be an uncle after this morning. I get to wake up every morning with the love of my life. And, we have our moments, especially me being with her, because she's not easy, I'll tell you that.
How was the porn convention?
Actually, Tony.
Oh, Tony, have you not learned yet? Go ahead, Joe. Tell us how the porn convention was.
Oh, Tony, I want you to know, first of all, I'm going to make a preemptive strike here. Guys, we don't have a lot of fun today, but I know Ross and Tony have other commitments today. They got to get out of here. Pavlos will stay with us till Thursday. A while back now, I used to do some, before I got into this full time, I was a bodyguard. I bodyguarded celebrities and fighters. All right. Yes, I'm a 5'6.5" bodyguard. That was 213 pounds. Now I'm a 6th-degree black belt. But I had a good reputation. I had a good following. And then I started getting the calling to run security for special events. One of the special events I ran was at the old Aladdin before it was Planet Hollywood, guys. And before it even was the new Aladdin, before Planet Hollywood. And they used to do the adult video news awards there. It wasn't a convention. It was just a porn. It was like but I got to tell you, it was like the Oscars. There was a red carpet. People used to show up. And then there were categories. The categories, the first time I was there, then everybody watched a dirty movie at one time or another in their lives. Like we've all been to bachelor parties or, now, you don't even have to go to.
You got any other questions, Tony?
So, Tony, let
him go.
They got the categories, and I got to know some of the people involved. Some of the sweetest people in the world. Throw out the stereotypes. There are good and bad in every race, color, religion, sexual preference, whatever, right? There are some really nice people over there. So years passed. I was in charge of security, got to know some of these people. When I got together with Dionne, I said, let's go to the porno convention. She went, no. There was some no's you can mess with as a husband, and some you can't. I didn't mess with it. But you know me. I like to stir the pot. So every year, Dionne, we're going, no. So about 6 or 7 years ago, she was in the doghouse. Very rarely is she in the doghouse. What? She did something wrong. He said, would you like to go? She thought you walk in, it was like a Roman orgy. It was a total surprise. She got to meet some of these people, and it's not like we watch dirty movies, and we don't. No, we don't. But we got to know a lot of these people. We some laughs.
Joey, let me interject. One of the viewers reached out to me the other day, and he goes, "You know what? You asked Joe what the dilemma of the day is. You should ask him that every show." So, without further ado, what's the dilemma of the day, Joey?
No dilemma. I just want to answer Tony. Because Tony, some of these people, some of the nicest people in the world. When they come to Vegas, a lot of them live here because they migrated from California and for different reasons. But we get to know these people, some of the nicest people in the world. So we went this year, moved from the Hard Rock, where it was for many years, to Resorts. Now, Resorts was great. Dee and I we've seen Journey, Carrie Underwood, Katy Perry.
Just wasn't the same.
Everybody there we've seen. It's a great place. And Resorts is one of the few casinos, Ross, Pavlos, Tony, in Vegas, where it's not all gambling everywhere you turn. There are places to sit. There is live music on the floor. No other casino does that. They want your concentration on the gambling. It's a great place, but it wasn't the same. There's a lot of there was no personal touch with it, but we had a lot of fun. We got to see a lot
of fun, but it just was not the same.
Evan Stone, he's an adult performer for like 50 years. He's like the Stetson Bennett of the adult film industry.
Doesn't he have AIDS?
No.
Oh, I thought he did. I thought it.
No, he's with our friend Katie Morgan. But he took my phone and he disappeared for like 20 minutes. I I had some crazy.
Did you sanitize?
I sanitized the phone. But we had fun. We ran into some good friends. And some attendees and whatnot. But I will tell you, a lot of the influencers, male and female influencers, for those of you that are younger, you know what influencers are. For those of you that are older, an influencer is people that have a large social media following. They'll sit around and go, I just want you to know I drink Sprite. And they'll get like 10, 20, 30. Some of these people make $1 million a month. They're getting into adult films.
And Tony, I ask you again, do you have any other questions?
There you go.
I did not see his Twitter account blow up the way I anticipated it would on Friday. So I wanted to see pictures. And so I just wanted to make sure.
No, I put a couple of pictures up. I didn't take any dirty pictures.
Joey, when I first met you were something, but now you're something else, buddy.
I love you, buddy. Having said all that, guys, we have no other fluff today. But the other has a wonderful discount that you want to tell everybody about. Then we're going to get into free winners from Ross, Tony, Pavlos, Dionne, and myself, and we're going to get you out of here in time for you to take advantage of all these free winners. Dionne, take it away, darling.
Yeah, so we have one special going on right now. We have college basketball, NBA, and NHL seasons for just $2.99. There is no code needed for that, and it is available at both Sports Memo and WagerTalk. And also, don't forget to head on over to the deals page and check out some of the amazing deals that Sports Memo and WagerTalk have going on for all of your favorite cappers.
Guys, I want to go into my first guest, and we always lead off with Ross Benjamin. You know why? Because he's a great leadoff hitter. You know, in baseball, there was Ricky Henderson, and in sports betting, we have Ross Benjamin. Ross is a leaderboard fixture. He just told you 3-7-30. He just told you finish NFL 6th. He's on fire. I believe he said 18-7-1 to finish the college football season. Guys, that is nothing new for Ross Benjamin. And it's not even nothing new for the last year or two. It's nothing new for decades. I know Ross a very long time. As a matter of fact, Ross, I found an old Don Best schedule from maybe 20 years ago, and your picture was in it. I was going to put it out. It wasn't my place to put it out. But you're better looking now than you were then. You were good looking guys.
I agree.
I agree too. I know Dionne agrees with me. Well, guys, Ross has been winning for decades, and there's very few people in this business that can win for more than a season or even a year. He's been doing it for decades. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side at Sports Memo. He's got a free best bet. Ross Benjamin, the floor is yours, my friend. Take it away.
Thank you, Joey. Your words are very much appreciated. And as much as I tease you on this show, you know I love you, man. And Pavlo, I want to thank you for your patience with all this lunacy. Anyway, hey, you know, it's Joey just touched upon it, finished the college football season strong. I got a lot of exciting things coming up over at Sports Memo. And no, I'm not going to the porn convention this weekend. So you're going to have to settle for just winners. College basketball season is in full flight right now. Like I alluded to, I've cashed in last night with Iowa State -5.5 and an 84-50 win over Texas Tech. So we're going to continue that winning going into tonight and going forward. Let's take a look at the TCU and Texas game, which I'll be covering. TCU coming off a home favorite straight up loss to Iowa State. They're now 13-2 on the year. However, let's not forget, I mean, I know they've been playing really well of late despite that loss. They had some pretty big wins prior to that, with both coming on the road. But, you know, this is a team that still, they opened the season with a 73-72 win over that powerhouse, Joey, Arkansas Pine Bluff. And they barely got by that game as a 35.5-point favorite. They also lost at home to Northwestern State as a 22.5-point favorite. So they have their moments where they just don't show up. And by the way, Texas also played Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they beat them 88-43. Just saying for those of you who like the commonality and head-to-head matchups. First meeting of the season between these teams. Last year, Texas swept the regular season series, but a key note here is they were eliminated in the Big 12 conference tournament by TCU. So they're going to have tournament revenge going into this game. And Texas, last time they were home, it was sort of embarrassing. They were upset by Kansas State, 116-103. And no, folks, that game didn't go overtime. And those of you who know Texas basketball know that they played really good defense over the last decade or so. That wasn't the case in that game, and but they did bounce back with a solid effort on the road at Oklahoma State, not a bad team in their own right, and beat Oklahoma State 56-46. I think Texas will be primed for a big effort tonight against TCU. I like the Longhorns to win this game by a double-digit margin, but I'll take if they win by 7, Joe. You know, a winner's a winner's a winner. So I'll take Texas -6.5 over TCU.
Ross Benjamin, a perennial leaderboard fixture, no matter where the brand. But over at Sports Memo, he is everywhere on the leaderboards. One of the best in the history of this business. Says take Texas tonight. They are a winner. Go follow Ross. You know, this discount, this college basketball, NBA, or NHL, just $2.99, no coupon needed. He's an ideal capper to follow. Follow Ross. You're going to follow him to the back. Now, Ross has to leave. He's going to take off because he's walking like he's talking. He's got to get some winners over at Sports Memo. And rumor has it he's jumping on a jet plane, going to go meet Pavlos in Mykonos where it's nice and sunny. Forget about this Buffalo weather. I need a beach. Ross is a winner. Go follow him after the show. You're going to follow him to the bank. Ross, thank you. As always, every time you're on the show, you just brighten our day.
I'm not following him to Greece, but I'll certainly follow his picks in soccer, folks, and you should too because he's a great handicapper. Tony, Pavlos, Dionne, and Joey, love you guys. Thank you and appreciate it. All right, take care. All right, man.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Ross is one of the best in the history of this business. Speaking about one of the best, he told you at the beginning of the show that over at WagerTalk, the numbers have been real good for him 6-7 weeks in a row, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. You see the name Tony Mejia. But I'm going to go one better. I go back even further when I prepare for our guests on this show. And over the last several years at WagerTalk, which, by the way, is one of the best websites in this business with one of the best slate of cappers, Tony Mejia's name is everywhere. He's one of the best in the history of this business. And he's going to tell you what he's been doing over at WagerTalk. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side at WagerTalk. He's got another free winner for you. Tony Mejia, the floor is yours, buddy.
Appreciate that. Really good run. Week 18 was excellent. I gave out all my plays at the Las Vegas Review-Journal this weekend, so hopefully you guys got a copy of that because it went pretty well. I played a lot of that stuff, 3 and 4%. Only missed one of my 4%. It was the Dallas Cowboys who no-showed, obviously, but beyond that, I was on the 49ers first half full game. They got in just before the end of the first half to get that George Kittle touchdown to get us our first half winner, and in the second half they just took over. I stayed away from the Packers, which is great because I was leaning that way and leaning towards the over, and neither hit. So sometimes the best bets are the ones you don't make. But yeah, things have been really good. College basketball is heating up. Had a really big Saturday. So yeah, going to try to keep that momentum going. NBA's been going well for weeks. So now that football is kind of dying off and heading into the postseason, fewer teams to handicap with, more time for the basketball. And one of my plays for today is going to be a free play. It's up on my page at wt.buzz/TM. It's Washington State looking to continue their momentum after a huge upset over Arizona, 74-61. They won in Tucson. That rarely happens. And this is a Washington State team that at this point can go either way. I think that they're talent-wise and depth-wise, they're one of the better teams in the Pac-12, but we really haven't seen it. And before they took this trip to Arizona, they lost at Arizona State and then bounced back and won at U of A. Before that, they played UCLA really tough, lost by only one at home. They beat USC, and it's a team that has also played Utah well at home. So those are, to me, I think the 5-6 best teams in the Pac-12, and they've already seen them all and proven that they can be competitive with all those teams. The key to Washington State is rebounding, and they've got to finish bunnies, but they'll beat you on second chances. They've got really good athletes, Mohamed Gay, DJ Rodman, guys that can really get after it. Their freshman point guard is really good. Dylan Darling, TJ Bamba is a solid two-way player. So this is a team that it's not, what they did against Arizona wasn't a fluke. They can absolutely beat teams, and I'm looking for them to continue that momentum tonight against California. Cal is the doormat of the Pac-12, a team that has started off poorly, played okay. They saved their best punch for Stanford, same thing as they did on the gridiron, where they beat the Cardinal there in their rivalry game, beat the Cardinal on the hardwood as well. But that's really the highlight of the season for Cal. I think at this point, the Portland head coach, Shante Leggins, who was a former point guard for the Bears, will end up being their head coach. Mark Fox probably won't last beyond this season. So it'll be a rebirth for Cal at the end of the season. Take your shots at them as you can during the season. I think this is a great spot for Washington State. I don't mind the number. Lay the 13. Go Cougs.
There you go. Another winner from Tony Mejia. He says, the Cougars minus the points over the Dormer Cal. He's one of the best in the history of this business, guys. And I did save that column you wrote, Tony. I put it over here. I didn't want to, overwhelm you with it. You did a great job, And
I appreciate that.
That was the last analysis of the regular season. For those of you who are familiar with what Tony did, every week during the regular season, Las Vegas Review-Journal, which is the only newspaper in the state of Nevada, in the sports page, has a handicapper write the entire analysis of every game. It's not easy, guys. I've been doing it for 17, 18 years. It's not easy. You have to break down every game and give an opinion with the final score in every game. And Tony did a great job, and he closed out the regular season.
They can go on to the LV
RJ
Journal. And,
you can go to Las Vegas, LVRJ, Las Vegas Review Journal Sports. Look at Tony, because, I got to know Tony a couple of years back. We were both writing for the Gaming Today. And I got to respect him very, very much. And then when I jumped on the Sports Memo, Brandon knew he was on our brother website, WagerTalk. We became friends. We hung out a few times. Tony's fun to hang out with, I'll tell you that. But as fun as he is, and as great as a writer he is even better at picking winners. And I got to tell you, go follow Tony after the show. The best customer appreciation discounts anywhere in this business are at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Follow Tony over at WagerTalk. You're going to follow him to the bank. Now, Tony's got to take off. When you're as good as Tony, you're in demand. He's got to do some other WagerTalk TV shows today. Tony, we appreciate you stopping by. We wish you luck this weekend. And, hey, we love those pictures of your family on social media. You got a beautiful family. We just want to wish you luck and God bless to the family.
Appreciate that. Always a pleasure, guys. Pavlos, Dionne, Joe, be good.
Appreciate
you. You guys have a wonderful week.
Have a great day. Tony's got to take off. And if you have missed any portion of this show, We will run down everybody's free plays, even Ross and Tony's at the end. By the way, Pavlos, now that it's just us three, I want you to know Ross is very humble. People don't know this, but he had a small stint in the 70s as an adult film star. You can find him under the pseudonym Buck Wild. His porno name was Buck Wild. He did a lot. I'll tell you what, man, he was a big star. That's all I'm going to say.
He's going to kill me for saying that.
I love Ross. We have a lot of fun, guys. Ross is one of our favorite people. You know, I got to tell you something. Dionne and I are very fortunate. The First Family Show is, we give you great content, great betting insights, tons of free winners. We do like to have fun. And I know that sometimes I take it a little too far, but you know what? I'm not going to apologize for that because this is us. And I get to laugh with my friends, Pavlos and Ross and Tony and Jeff Michaels and Tokyo Brandon and Jesse Schul. I get to laugh with people that are really my friends, and I get to wake up with the love of my life every day and talk sports with you great people who put your hard-earned money and your trust, and you give us your time. You donate your time to us. And I got to tell you something. When you get old, you realize no matter how much money you make, you can buy a lot of things, but you can't buy back time. So time is just about the most valuable thing on this planet. So when you donate your time to watch this show, we take a lot of pride in that. And we do have a lot of fun. I know I take it too far, but I get to laugh with one of my favorite people on the planet. And let me tell you something else, guys. When you are an athlete, when you are a student, no matter what you are, grades are one thing, statistics are another, but you're only the best when you go up against the best, and the best collection of cappers in this business are at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. So when you are on the leaderboard here, you really earn that number one spot. That's why I love it. Speaking about number ones, I talk about Pavlos a lot, even when he's not on the First Family Show, because he's the best I've ever seen at any one sport. His numbers, and Pavlos, you were like number one for everyday money-wise for months over at Sports Memo, profit-wise. It is amazing how much money you make people that follow you. It is off the charts. And the money you've made them, $100 bettors, were up thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every day for 30 days. It's amazing how good your numbers are. Pavlos is going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He's got another free winner for you. Pavlos, take it away, buddy.
Okay, I do have a big 5% soccer destroyer for Wednesday. Today goes live in about 4 hours from now. You can use code PAV10, PAV for my name, Pavlos, and 10 as in 10 the number, 10. So PAV10 to get $10 off my 5% soccer destroyer for Wednesday. I do have another 4% Super Coppa best bet. We have the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia in a match between Real Madrid and Valencia. And I've also included 5 alternative ways to bet on that match. And I also have a French total best bet for today. And I included 5 props in that match with, props from the entire French League One slate that goes on live tonight. So my 5% have been on fire this season, especially the side bets. I'm 16-4 in all 5% side bets this season, which is an 80% win rate, which is kind of insane if you ask me. And in my last 9, I'm on an 8-1 run. So 8-1 run in my last 9 5% side bets, and of course this play is on the sides. Now onwards to our free play for tomorrow. It goes live on Thursday. It's a match between Fiorentina and Sampdoria for the round of 16 of the Coppa Italia. Now Fiorentina, their defense is just bad. They kept just 2 clean sheets in 9 matches at home. They keep conceding against the smaller teams in the league, and Sampdoria are supposedly one of the smaller teams in the league. Sampdoria, a bad defense as well. They've kept just 1 clean sheet in 8 away matches, so they can't stop bleeding goals. Fiorentina, 7-1 to the both teams to score in their last 8 matches. Now Sampdoria, if you look at their stats, you're gonna look that they weren't very good offensively, but there's a good reason for that. They started the season with a different coach. He quickly ran out of ideas. He couldn't really inspire the players to play, good soccer. He was sacked, and since he was sacked, the new manager that came changed something in that team, and they've been operating slightly better on the offense. And here's the thing, though. There was a huge international break for the World Cup, and Sampdoria did actually a very, very nice and smart tactic. They were just terrible before the World Cup break, right? So they were dead last in the Serie A. They had the worst offense with just 6 goals in 15 matches. Nothing was going right for them. But what they did during the World Cup break is actually a nice strategy for any soccer club, and it worked. They played 5 friendly matches against teams of much lower quality. They went unbeaten with 3 wins and 2 losses, scored 2+ goals in all 5 matches, and a total of 15 goals. And keep in mind that this is a team that scored 6 goals in 15 matches in the Serie A. So the trick is to arrange friendlies against teams who are much, much worse than you, destroy them by 5-0, 3-0, or whatever, score multiple goals, gain that confidence back, and then return to, regular club soccer with a bang. So they did just that. In the first match after the break, they beat Sassuolo by 2-1 on the road. In the recent match, they lost to Napoli by 2-0, but they should have scored in that match, but it really went downhill for them in the first half. They saw a red card, and it really destroyed their game. So I think there's going to be goals from both sides here. Both teams to score is 14-1 in the last 15 matches between the two sides, and both teams to score is 10-1 in the last 11 matches between the two sides in Florence, in this venue. So I like both teams to score at +105. I think that's a nice price here.
Great stuff from the Greek god of soccer. Both teams to score. Fiorentina, Sampdoria, both teams to score +105. Pavlos, I have a discount that you said is PAV 10, $10 off.
Yes. Okay. You get $10 off just for my 5%, which goes live in about 4 hours from now.
Guys, use this right after the show. PAV10 is your code. $10 off is 5% play. When it comes to, he's good. He's great overall. But when it comes to those 5 and 10%ers, he doesn't miss, man. He is money. He's a big game hunter. PAV10. He's saying take both teams to score. Fiorentina, Sampdoria, +105. Another dog from Pavlos. Pavlos, can you stick around about 5 or 10 more minutes?
Sure.
Guys, Pavlos is going to stick around. Got any questions or comments? You hit us up. We're going to try to get them by the end of the show. And if you missed any portion of the show, we will run down everybody's free plays, including Ross Benjamin's and Tony Mejia's, who had to take off to do other commitments. Having said that, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you know who the number 1 capper is on Sports Memo college basketball the last month? Let me think. It's the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. I got to tell you, I'm so used to seeing my name up there for college basketball. And I went there this morning, and it's there again. She said, sorry, it's me. Number 1, last 30 days college basketball on the best website of cappers on the planet, Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas. She's got a 5% play going off today. She's going to tell you what she's been doing. She's going to tell you what you can expect from her on the premium side of Sports Memo. And she got another free best bet. Take it away, darling.
Thank you. And like Joey did mention, with another win last night in college basketball with Illinois Chicago, I am the number 1 capper the last 30 days in college basketball over at Sports Memo. And today we continue to win with my 5% NCAA basketball above the rim play. And it's posted right now over at Sports Memo for just $15. And for my free play today, guys, I'm going to go against the grain in the SEC matchup. I've got to tell you, most of the numbers tell me the Razorbacks are the play. I'm also going to tell you, as of this morning, I see this line swing from Alabama -1 down to Pick'em, and even see a +1 on the Crimson Tide now. Yes, Arkansas has covered 7 of the last 8 meetings with Alabama. However, Bama has taken 2 of the last 3 straight up and entered this matchup a little hotter. The Crimson Tide are riding a 4-game straight up win streak and have covered their last 3 in a row. Now, mind you, those last 3 outings were against Mississippi State, Mississippi, and Kentucky. Meanwhile, Arkansas has failed to cover their last 3, dropping 2 of those 3 straight up. And those were against LSU, Missouri, and Auburn. Granted, the Razorbacks defense is pretty good, but let's face it, Alabama's offense ranks 14th nationally, accounting for 82.9 points per game. They also are a top in the nation of the offensive glass. To me, I just don't see the Razorbacks keeping pace with them on the scoreboard here. And I feel the front court of the Crimson Tide will outmuscle Arkansas's big men. So you know what? I have 2 words for you today. Roll Tide, baby.
First Lady of Las Vegas says she's going to go against the grain and take the Alabama Crimson Tide. Numbers don't lie. And when you're the number 1 handicapper in the last 30 days of college basketball on the number 1 website full of the best cappers on the planet, you are truly the best. And that's Dionne D'Amico right now, number 1 college basketball capper. We've got some great discounts over at Sports Zone. She'd be perfect to follow this college basketball the rest of the campaign. $2.99, no coupon needed. Guys, you'll follow her straight through the tournament, big game. I'm going to tell you right now, she's a winner. You need any proof? She married me. She is a winner. Thank you, Dionne.
And I do have a 5% play going off for tonight in college basketball. It's my above the rim play. 5% play, just $15.
$15. I'm going to buy it because I don't know who it is. She never tells me who she's got. I can't believe that. We tell each other everything. We know each other. She knows where all the bodies are buried, where all the money is buried. I'll tell you that. But she will not give me her plays, Pavlos. It pisses me off. We're very superstitious. Sometimes we feel if we tell each other our plays, we can't win. So
we won't even tell each other until in the morning.
We don't even tell each other until we wake up sometimes. Or sometimes we'll get a tweet, oh, Joe or Dionne. Oh, Dionne won another big game. Like somebody will tweet it out. That's good stuff. But other than that, she don't tell me nothing. I like it. I like that. But I like that. Loose lips, think ships. And being Sicilian, being Italian, Sicilian from New York, you know what we mean about that, guys. Now, I'm going to chime in real quick. You know what, guys? Not only am I hitting over 70% in the new year in my college basketball premium releases, but my conference games of the week are a perfect 100% in January. I hit another one last night. They're like 4-0 since the first of the year, guys. I got everyone paid again with my Mountain West Conference game of the week last night. And today I have another game of the week winner just for you. Even higher rated, my SEC game of the week in the Mississippi State-Georgia matchup. There's only one way to start the new year, and that's following the best college basketball capper in the business. Follow me tonight all the way to the bank. I have this big game winner posted right now in Sports Memo for just $15, my guys. I am very excited about my free play today. I got everyone paid with my free plays Monday and Tuesday here on the show and over at Sports Memo. The games I put up here most of the time when I have time, I put them up in print over at Sports Memo. Sometimes I add an extra game. So you always want to check my page over at Sports Memo. Having said that, today I continue to win with my free releases. Wednesday's winner takes place in the NBA. At the most famous arena in pro basketball, Madison Square Garden, as we see the Indiana Pacers take on the New York Knicks. Now, folks, currently the Knicks are between 4.5 and a 5-point fave. I get it. I understand the line here. The Knicks have won and covered 5 of the last 7 meetings in this rivalry, including the most recent on the road back in mid-December. The one thing I will tell you, if there's one team in the NBA that you can most describe as Jekyll and Hyde, I hate when people do this, but Jekyll and Hyde, it is certainly New York. Sometimes they show signs of brilliance, and sometimes they look downright deplorable. Well, folks, since the 3rd week of December, they're just 4-6, both straight up and against the number, and come off a Monday night loss at home against Milwaukee. They give up a lead, guys. They give up a lead. On the other hand, Indiana has started to heat up, winning 8 of the last 10, both straight up and against the number. Most importantly, for our purposes, guys, they're 6-1 ATS hot streak. They're on a 6-1 against the spread run. I'm telling you right now, they're hot. Guys, I just don't see the Knicks being favored by this much, even though they've had their way with the Pacers recently. Indiana can keep pace with them offensively, and I'll be honest with you, I think they catch New York at a perfect time here tonight. By the way, guys, the Knicks have failed to cover 5 of the last 6 at home, while the Pacers have covered 4 of the last 5 on the road. Take the points with Indiana and take your bookmakers' money. We got a couple of questions. We got a couple of comments.
I do have one thing to say.
What's that, baby love?
You know, I looked at this game this morning, too, and I completely agree with you on this free play. But I also want to say you had a really nice win on your free play yesterday. I mean, you had a 20-point underdog that won outright.
That's like the 3rd time I've done that in a week.
I mean, that was like a really good call on that
I appreciate that. You know, I look for value in giving these free plays, and sometimes they make it as a premium play later on after the show at Sports Memo. But these are games that are like near misses, and I think there are value in them. Remember something, guys. Even Pavlos, I can't remember the last time Pavlos gave out a favorite as a free play. He always wants to give you something of value. We're looking to give you value, and if a line does not give you value, you're not going to get arrested for staying away from it. I promise you that. There's no law that says you got to play every game. You got to get value. Shop a number. These line sports, football and basketball, shop a number. The difference between winning and losing is a half point. And I'm going to tell you something else. When we're dealing with juice, so Pavlos deals a lot with juice. All right. I deal with baseball very soon, a few months. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, yes, on any given day, the Dodgers should beat the Marlins. I get it. But do you want to lay 320, 350 to learn that? If you lose one of those games, you now need to pick up 4 games in a row to get back in the plus column. Be smart. Okay, guys? Having said that, we got a couple of questions. Damn, Jesse always liked the way Dionne looks. Jesse, you're married. I'm going to tell your wife. I'm going to tell you that. Joe V says Dionne's a lovely lady.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe, you know, I love her, and we appreciate your kind words. Our good friend Roger Long says, any early leans in the football playoffs? Pavlos, if you don't mind. Dionne, do you have any leans yet in the football playoffs?
To be honest with you, I really haven't dived deep into them yet, so I'm not going to lie. I did not really.
Is it dive or dove?
Dive, whatever. Well, I didn't go head in first yet. How's that?
Okay. There you go. We're not. Listen, you don't pay us for English lessons. You pay us for friggin' winners, guys.
Did you take a look at any of them yet?
I took a lot. Yeah, I took a look. In between Pornhub. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. That was my buddy Tony Mejia. Yes, I did. You know, there's a couple of games here. Obviously, you got two lines of about 10 or more in the Buffalo and the San Francisco as favorites. You know, on paper, you got to do your due diligence when laying double digits in this time of year, Roger. I'm going to be honest with you. I talked about it in the last few days on the show. When you go to the postseason, it's a whole different monster. I do look at coaches that have won in the postseason. I look at and I don't care if a team's 8-8 and they're playing a team, 13, or I used to say 8-8. Now it's like 9-8 because they got 17 games. And you're looking at a team that's, 14-3 or 13-4. To me, I look at teams that are led by guys that have that are seasoned veterans that have been in the postseason before, because the pressure, playing on the road, the weather changes, all plays a part now this time of year. And I got to tell you, no matter what you did during the regular season, it's out the window. It's a whole different monster. I will tell you that I know right away, just for example, I'm not a big Dak Prescott fan. All right, I think he's Tony Romo. Great athletes. Can win regular season games. They might be smart. Tony Romo is one of the best analysts in the business, but one of the best football commentators. Annoys me with that Peter Brady, I'm going through my puberty voice. He annoys me. But I will tell you, he's a smart guy, but they're not winners. They can't win the big games. I don't want to get pissed. I pissed everybody off with Buffalo. Jim Kelly was not a winner. He won in the regular season, went to 4 straight Super Bowls, did not win. Don't tell me about Thurman Thomas, guys. He took himself out of the Super Bowl with stomach cramps. When Emmitt Smith played 4 games against 4 of the best defenses with a separated shoulder, did not make a peep. Okay, I don't want to get into winners and losers. There are money players. There are fun players. There are certain teams. Now, having said that, looking at the Dallas-Tampa Bay, automatically, I'm going to look to fade Dak Prescott because he can't win the big game. And you know what? He's playing Tom Brady, who had a crap season, guys. But he's the most successful NFL player in the history of the postseason. You're not going to see a guy ever get as many rings as him. Having said that, yes, a couple of other games. I do think the Giants-Minnesota game is a little more tough. I have to do my due diligence. I want to make sure everybody's healthy and see who is not healthy. That's going to play a part in me saying that. But I will tell you, automatically off the bat, I don't like the Chargers against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's playing better. They're playing at home. And I certainly cannot argue with the success of the Cincinnati Bengals on both sides of the ball. This team is playing very well. And to me, even though they made it to the big game last year and lost, there's less pressure on them right now than some of these other teams. Some of these players and some of these coaches, let's face it, if they don't win in the postseason, they might be gone next year. I think that Joe Burrow's job is safe. No matter what happens, this team is playing with enthusiasm, momentum, and they're playing like they're enjoying themselves. I know it's a business too, but it's also a sport. And these guys look like they're having fun. There's a lot less pressure on them. So right now I'm looking at Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Now, anything could change. The last lines I saw was San Fran. This was as of last night, 10. Jacksonville was still a dog. Buffalo was a favorite. The double-digit mini was 3. Cincinnati, 6.5. And I did see Tampa Bay go from +3 to +2.5. That was as of last night. I did all my due diligence today on college and pro basketball. Did not look at the NFL today. So if I'm off on those lines, I'm not telling you why. But right now, there's a couple of games that do stand out.
Actually, Eric Pauly had a free play on one of those games on the Tuesday show.
Jacksonville. Our good buddy Eric Pauly, who does some great work here. He liked the Jaguars, I believe. By the way, Joe V said, I'm welcome because I love my wife. Guys, what can I do? I love my wife. We have our moments where I want to hit her with a wire hanger. That's a joke, guys. I know we can't say stuff like that. We were doing our radio show, and I had a national radio show, and it says, yeah, my wife was bothering me. I think I'm going to go home and hit her with a wire hanger or something. And people were like calling in going, that's domestic abuse. I'm like, bro, man, come on. Please. Pavlos, before we run down today's free plays, you have any questions? Excuse me, any closing thoughts or comments for our viewers, please?
No, I just wanted to say that we spend. I keep saying that, but it's the truth, guys. We spend an awful lot of time trying to research and trying to avoid the traps, trying to find the value, squeeze out the value. We look at stats, trends, whatever, social media for the guys, for the players. We look at a lot of stuff and trying to dig out through the dirt to give you guys the best plays. So we do this for a living. So it's. And sometimes you might think we're against you. Sometimes when a pick loses, some people have haters on Twitter or stuff, but we're in the same side here. It's us against the bookmakers. We're trying to make money. They're trying to take our money. So we're all in the same boat here, and we're trying to live. So consult an expert today, and if you want, you can take. There's all kinds of packages like 3-day, 7-day, monthly packages, yearly packages. Those offer the best value because if you buy individual plays, yes, you might hit 1, 2, 10 in a row, but your best value lies in taking those long-term passes because they're cheaper, and then you get a better sense of who you're buying. So that's my advice for today.
Great stuff. My friends, I want to say something along what Pavlos said. Obviously, we know my son is a Marine, and I've always respected those who protect this country. And we have the best cops in the world here in Southern Nevada. We've got Metro, Nevada, North Las Vegas. We've got Henderson, and we've got Highway Patrol. We've got some of the best cops. And like those people and our other emergency responders, first responders, like those people, fire, medical, paramedic, like those people, that's not what they do for a living. It's who they are. Guys, all right? I'm not comparing what we do to what they do. But along those lines, this isn't a job for me. This is what we are. Mm-hmm. We are people that gamble on games because we do it successfully. We've come to you, and we want to give you our knowledge. Now, I want you to know, by no means do we win every game. But when you are sick, you don't take out your own appendix. You go to a doctor. When you have a legal problem or a legal issue, if you don't have a diploma on your wall, you can't represent yourself. You know the old saying, only a fool represents himself in court. You go get a good lawyer. It's true, sir. And I want you to know, I know nothing about stocks, but I got a great broker that turns me on to some great stocks. By the way, I just found out today, my WWE stock we bought my son 20 years ago, it's going to go through the roof. It's over $90 a share now. Vince McMahon just sold WWE. Yeah. So it's going.
I also heard that, to be honest.
We've got a lot of stock, and we bought it for my son as a goof, and we kept putting money into it over the years. But having said all that, guys, listen to me. I put, a great leader, a great president or whatever puts great people around him. No, he doesn't know about every single policy or every single thing he needs to work on. So he puts good people. Hopefully, he puts good people around him. You come to people like us because we have the background, the savvy, we have the connections, and we have the time to put into this. I'll tell you right now, I'm up at 1 a.m. every day, and I put a lot of time into this. What's funny sometimes, Pavlos, on the slates, like we had a college basketball slate today. It was a big slate, my friend. Just on the college regular board, there's extra board games, and those are teams like Campbell and NJIT and Charleston Southern. But on the regular board, you had about 50 games, give or take. Don't quote me, And then my numbers told me, guys, here's the games. My numbers told me to look at somewhere in the neighborhood of like 22 of those games. And then I dove in, and I came up with one premium play. Mm-hmm. How many premium plays did you look at today?
I looked at a ton, and I came up with one play, and that was my favorite one on the board today. And I loved it so much that I put it up as a 5% play.
Sports fans, there are days I might look at on a college basketball Saturday. I might look in detail at 40 or 50 plays and not love anything. And then I got to come up. Then after 5-6 hours of work, I've got to come and tell you guys, I ain't got nothing today. Because if I'm not betting, I'll never ask you to bet a friggin' game.
It's funny because there's some days you can have 100 games on the board and you'll be lucky if you like one or two. And then there could be days that there's like between 3 different sports, there could be maybe 15 games on the board and you like 6 of them. Yeah. I mean, it's weird how it works out, but that's just the way it is.
It always made me laugh because we used to do these ads in the schedules, and we had to do the ads, Pavlos, 2 or 3 months before. And yes, Ohio State would play Michigan September, Ohio State would play Michigan like in December 15th. And, I got the December. He's telling the 3 months before, I used to I'll give you X amount this, or follow me Saturday, Sunday, Monday for this. Because I could never say, oh, goodness gracious, I got the Duke, North Carolina big game in March. I'm going to have that, or in February that I'm going to have for you, that big ACC game. I know it. How do I know who the hell I like in January? I don't know that, but I will tell you, I get it. But sports fans, we do the best we can for you, and we do our due diligence. I'm up every day at 1 a.m. Dionne is up too. We do our numbers. She goes into her room. I stay in my office. And then all of a sudden I hear her typing. And I know she's got something. Sometimes she goes, did you like anything today? And that's actually her voice at 7 o'clock in the morning. So sports fans, having said that, we do love you. We do chat a lot. We do, but we like to give you great betting insights. We have somebody asking Pavlos a question. Can I put this question up, Pavlos?
Yes, of course.
Okay, this is for Pavlos. Pavlos, Real Madrid, Valencia under 2.5. What's your take on it?
Listen, I have a 4% play on that match, so I can't really give out a lot of information, but just be careful there because these matches are played in Saudi Arabia, and there is a lot of money that the Saudi Arabians paid for these Spanish matches to be played there. And historically, this has been happening for like 4 or 5 seasons. Historically, most of these matches have goals because, it's like an unwritten rule that you have to have goals because they paid for the big show to come to their country. So usually teams go along with that, and then we see a lot of high scores like 2-2 draws, 3-1 wins, stuff like that. So I don't really give that too much away, but I do have a play in that match as well loaded at my page.
By the way,
be careful.
Great stuff. Thank you, Pavlos. By the way, our good friend, I love this guy's name, Sabino Anguiano. And by the way, I pronounced it correctly because I have friends the same last name. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, I know you like what you hear. He's got a big play today, $10 off Pavlos. PAV10, PAV10 upon checkout. Let's run down today's free plays, and we're going to get out of Dodge. All right, my good friend Ross Benjamin said take the Texas Longhorns tonight minus the points. It is a winner. Tony Mejia doing great work over at WagerTalk. He said tonight, Washington State Cougars minus 13. Pavlos, what'd you have for everybody, buddy?
I have a play for Thursday from the Coppa Italia, match between Fiorentina and Sampdoria. We're going to take both teams to score, plus 105. Don't care who wins.
There you go. I love that. I love it. I'm going to go bet that myself right after the show. Dionne, what'd you have for everybody, darling?
I'm going with Alabama today. Roll Tide, baby.
From the #1 college basketball capper over at Sportsman the last 30 days, Dionne D'Amico said, roll Tide, and you're sexy and savory, who won both Monday and Tuesday's free plays here. I'm going to stay perfect. Take the Pacers tonight plus the points against my own New York Knicks. Dionne, can you take us on out of here, please?
I absolutely can. So don't forget, we do have that amazing discount going on right now. College basketball, NBA, or NHL seasons are just $2.99. That one, you do not need a code at all, and that is available over at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. And also, don't forget to head on over to the deals page and check out all of the amazing deals that some of your favorite cappers have going on right now. And Pavlos also does have that amazing discount going on right now. You can get $10 off his 5% play for today. All you have to do is use code PAV number 10 upon checkout.
Just to confirm, that play goes off in 4 or 5 hours from now, Pavlos?
Yes.
Yes, it's in 4 hours and 10 minutes.
Go over
3 hours, 10 minutes. It's 3
hours.
Eastern.
Go over right after this show. Go get that play. Take advantage of it. It's your winner. I'm going to play it. As soon as we get off the air, Dionne's going to feed the dogs. We're going to go run an errand. We're going to actually go to Arizona State Line to go play the lottery. It's $1.2 billion. On my way, I'm betting this play over in the casino. I love you, Pavlos. Dionne, take us on out of here.
Yeah, so don't forget to follow all of the amazing cappers on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joe. And don't forget to tune in to all of Sports Memo TV shows for some free winners and some great betting insights. And on behalf of Ross, Tony, Pavlos, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck. Have a winning day.